Hi guys, Jake and MJ, back again for more live reactions to Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. Chomp, 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 chomp. Alright.
Okay, now you can come in the picture.
There's a little Oliver over there on the
side. Had to push him a little out of the way because we didn't want him in the thing with the circles.
Well, I wouldn't.
Also, I didn't want to accidentally hit him while I was doing Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. I'm not going to smack you anymore. I'm not moving my hands around.
So eventful weekend.
Yes.
Because we got out our latest episode of Power Reviews, and that's clearly what's all over the news. And I think there was also some little convention out in San Diego?
San Diego. San Diego.
It was like San Francisco.
No, it was definitely San Diego.
Juan? San Diego, okay.
Yeah, and there was a great big protest, too.
Oh, yeah?
There's a great big protest every year at Comic-Con.
Yeah, fair enough.
People stand outside with signs going like, God is sending you to hell for watching anime. I kid you not. Are you kidding me?
Yep. That's
the place, not the swear.
Still counts.
I don't have any quarters because I haven't sworn in a while. I owe you one.
Okay.
You're condemned to the netherworld for watching anime.
There you go. You know, no, you've been sent to the shadow world. Pegasus sends you to the shadow world for watching anime.
God hates video games, you know, weird stuff like that.
But anyway, there was plenty of new things going on.
Cool things, yes.
With obviously many franchises.
I'm so excited about the His Dark Materials trailer.
Yes.
I love those books.
Yes.
I love them.
But,
and the Nicole Kidman version was trash, so I'm really looking forward to this
But more so on the Power Rangers front, because we do talk about Power Rangers here, was plenty of stuff going on with the toys. Most specifically, we got the new Lightning collection figures, including the...
Mike the Mega Defender?
No, just Magna Defender without the Mike head, which is...
Oh, that was it. The not Mike Magna Defender.
The non-Mike Magna Defender, which is still a little odd to me.
It has a weird name, doesn't it?
No, it's just Magna Defender.
Oh, okay.
There's Magna Defender, Kimberly as Pink Mighty Morphin, there's, and then there's Beast Morphers Red and Beast Morphers Gold. And Magna Defender's the only one without a swappable head, which is...
I thought you had said that it actually had a name, like Magna Defender without Mike head.
No. The one that does have a name was there were two different 2-packs. One was the exclusive...
Oh, the other one, yes.
One was the exclusive Jason 2-pack figure where he was both Red Mighty Morphin, Armored Red Mighty Morphin, and the Gold Ranger. And the other, which was premiered at Comic-Con, was Fighting Spirit Tommy. Fighting Spirit Green Ranger and a putty. And that putty looks sweet, and I love that. We always...
I wish we could get the putty at its own.
I feel like we always joke about
not having any
the
moves.
Silver Striped Tommy being like a convention exclusive at something,
and
then they went and made a Lightning figure Fighting Spirit Tommy. So they still haven't actually released regular Green Ranger yet, which is really funny to me. And then of course there was the big item that sold out, which was the Green Ranger Racer Scooter. So that's a thing, and you know there were exclusive variant covers for the comics, so all that was going on.
Exclusive variant covers that you cannot get by going down to our local comic book shop.
This is true.
Jake frequents our local comic book shop.
I try.
It's a good thing to do, you know. You should frequent your local comic book shop if you enjoy comics. Because otherwise we won't have comic book shops anymore. They'll just come in the mail, and that would be sad.
So there were various bits of toy news going around. And then there was the trailer for what's coming up with Beast Morphers that was also released, which you will not be seeing.
I will not be seeing because...
You will not be seeing that trailer because it's a spoilerific trailer. The people of you who have seen the trailer, don't mention what's in there in the comments, but I know you know what's in there. Good stuff coming.
If you wanna like gush about it with Jake, go on the Discord where all the other Power Rangers fans are. I'm sure that Jake and others will be there and want to gush about it. And I'm not on that Discord, so you don't have to worry about spoiling me.
And
or go to his DMs on Twitter.
Yeah. And then they're coming out with all the Zords for Beast Morphers. There's going to be a single.
You still haven't finished assembling your mini Plaws.
I still need to do that. Yeah, that's true.
I got him mini Plaws.
Yeah, I need to get proper adhesive for the stickers so they stop peeling off.
Well, if you do that with the acetone and the tweezers, they shouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
We have acetone.
Okay, good. I need to get around to that. I've been very busy.
But you do also need some adhesive for the ones that are already unsticky because you got finger grease on them.
Yeah. But yeah, they're going to be releasing actually
the comic book shop would have that because they do Warhammer.
Finish this sentence. Sorry. The Beast X Ultra Zord. So all 5 Zords are going to be released in a single set.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Along with a little, you remember in Go Busters how they had the little crane to get into the Zord? They actually have that along with a set of little minifigures.
That's adorable!
That whole thing is going to be pricey, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be $160, which is...
That's going to cost even more than my Evangelion 01 with plug,
that's for the full-size
entry plug.
thing. So there's a lot of stuff going on that front, and obviously, as I mentioned, before all that, the big premiere of the new Power Reviews episode, 88, is out.
Go watch it before Hasbro does something terrible.
And it does... I'm glad that it has helped clear up some things for a number of people from the last few episodes, because I know that things have been weird plot-wise lately.
Yeah, things have gotten a little bit,
and this one did kind of tie things together.
Difficult to follow.
I figured we needed a bit of a breather episode to...
With a bit of exposition.
To sort of explain what they've been going through. And to move us into our next arc. It is the conclusion of the big, the 8-episode time storm arc that we've been going through has now reached its conclusion, and we'll be moving into the next big arc of...
As one of the commenters said, we're moving into the end game now.
Yeah, the end game of still 12 more episodes.
Yes, but it is the end game of the series.
To an extent. To the same extent that Year 3 is very much an end game of itself, but we still have another... arc that's going to be kicking off, along with there will be the actual finale where it's end game.
Yeah, that's 3 episodes long?
Yeah, we'll have the 3-part finale.
Yeah.
So that's going to be very exciting, and I'm currently writing that, so I'm feeling very excited about that coming together.
We're doing some filming later today.
We are. We're probably going to be doing some filming, mostly from episode 97, actually.
We were going to do some more, but one of our
actors is trapped in the Dominican Republic. She should be back now, but
it's way late in the day, and she was going to come over earlier, and I
guess
there was a problem with her plane coming home.
And quick note, because we do need to get to actually reacting.
Before our actor shows up.
Exactly. We will not be having any videos released next week.
Next week. Because we will be on the West Coast.
We're going on vacation. We will be seeing our friend Nikki.
Hi, Nikki!
We're going to fly out to Arizona, pick her up, and drive her out to Disneyland. So we're going to be having good times at Disneyland for a couple days, and then we will be back. We're going to be gone Monday through Saturday, so unlike the last time that I was out of town, there is going to
be a missed episode.
Yeah. We'll have to figure out exactly how we want to pace things out for doing the catch-up. Probably do
probably a Sunday and a Wednesday.
Something like that.
We still don't have...
we can't really do Sunday because you work.
Well... I might be finally getting off of my 13-hour shifts.
Well, yeah, but not the day after we come back.
No. I mean the next Sunday. Do a Wednesday and then the following Sunday.
No, I'm saying maybe we might just... release it, Wednesday and Sunday.
Because we still don't have Power Rangers for a little while.
Yeah, so we'll probably be doubling up the week we come back.
But no, definitely not the same day we've just gotten back from gone for 6 days. Because, airplanes, man.
Yeah, we're going to be
They make you tired.
Yeah, we're going to be having a lot of fun.
Even though you're not doing anything on them, airplanes make you tired.
But anyway, so that's what's going on. That's what we've been up to. That's what we got going on next. And what's going on right now
is the next episode of
Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger, Great Pinch, Transformation Impossible.
Ooh, maybe they're going to get a crab Zord. A pinch.
This will be episode 18. Go!
A pinch.
There we go.
Is that crab in the car commercial?
Fighting some Druidrones, or whatever they're called.
I think they were Druid drones. It's very interesting, the whole Druid thing, the Druidons and Druidones, and you would think Druids would be like about trees and the earth, but most of them are about chess, except for Kirion, who is a mushroom. Who does kind of fit.
I've also seen them referred to as drone soldiers as well. Oh, we already have a Megazord out.
Please?
Does he have some sort of QR code or something on there? Oh, he just drained their powers.
Wish. Please wish. What does he
I like that he actually said excellent.
I know.
Oh, Wyzul, you're a much better boss. Kirion's so happy to have Wyzul back.
Poor Kirion has PTSD from working with the last guy.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Jumping into the... Oh! There we go. Yoto hikaru sodo, chikate bataru odo. Bow, 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 bow. Momo, ritai, kono, sekai. Megade naito, kimi tarara sono michi o yukeyo. Tadashiki en bumuru, yusha no akashi, sa soru o hitotsu ni. Donna toki demo nigenai, danami kudachi o narase hagana no chikara. Kira to hikaru sodo, chikate bataru rodo. Yume wa hitori de miru yori minna de, miru hore tsuyuko naru. Kante gagai nado, dokante koete go. Segi ni tsute yame yo tate, Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. Tsukae. Tsukae. Tsukae? Tsukae.
There are no diphthongs in Japanese.
Right. Even though it feels that way sometimes. Took away your Ryusoulger. Wacky subplot. Apparently she's not allowed to borrow his laptop or something. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, she wants him to help with... Please. Please.
It's a wishing stone. That's interesting.
Oh.
I don't know how you came up with that, but okay. Interesting. What? No, what are you up to? Okay.
The rock is suffering?
Is the rock...
Is the Minosaur made of the rock, like the box Minosaur?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see in a moment. Okay, apparently it was made from the stone. Yep, it was made from the stone. That's weird.
But you can't hurt the stone.
Okay, so this is apparently the thing that's going to be the clash between these two.
Swear at you, Canalo!
Oh, snap.
That was fast.
Wow. Oh, he's not happy. That is fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the Rock is still at it.
What are the rules for this? Why is the Rock still at it? Canelo's very displeased.
Yeah, but it does appear that he's able to appropriately place the blame solely on Bamba.
Yeah, which is
good. Unfortunately, if that Rock is still at it,
how does this what? How does this work?
Yeah, the green stuff was definitely coming out of it.
Right. So
maybe.
But they can morph again. So what? Wait. I am confused. Are there multiple of these?
I mean, there's probably more than one wishing stone.
Well, that looked...
That being said...
Yep, there are more than one.
Oh no.
Yep, there are multiple wishing stones.
A rock doesn't die from being split.
Oh dear. That's not good.
I was gonna say, the rock probably isn't considered destroyed.
Wow, that...
And it's still suffering. Now it's suffering worse because Bamba cut it in half.
Wow. That's not good.
Yes!
I mean, yeah, it is. It is. I mean,
are you kidding me?
What is happening?
They're making shoot udon in the house.
Okay. I'm not familiar with this.
This is an actual thing. You go to a restaurant and you sit down and you push the button and noodles start coming down the flue and you just pick them up out of the tray and dip them in sauce and eat them.
Okay.
It's like fresh cooked noodles. They go down the flue.
Oh, he's asking a good question. What happens if the Minosaur if the Minosaur's host can't die, then the Minosaur never stops growing? That's interesting. Now he gets his laptop back.
There's a, she's throwing it down the chute for herself. Aw, she missed it.
She's not fast enough. Okay, there we go, reversal. Really? There are limits to that? It's been too long. Okay. Probably should have come back there sooner then. He was trying to fix the rock. You could say you're trying to fix the rock. He considers himself responsible for Bamba's actions.
Ooh, look at his face.
He got a little beat up.
No, his face, when he said, I couldn't protect something my friend cares about.
Oh, yeah.
He was surprised. No. Can't.
He's debating. How long has he known this girl for?
Probably 10 minutes.
Seems about right.
Should feel the rock's pain or something.
Right.
So as long as the Mansaur is still torturing the rock, in fact, closing the place so that it stops suffering from people wishing on it probably wasn't necessary. The suffering was probably caused by the Minosaur in the first place.
Right. I was just double checking what the name for the Minosaur was, and apparently it's the Golden Minosaur, which makes sense. Oh dear, they're getting big. Their wishes. Kirion, you're always helpful for exposition. Oh dear, now they're big enough to drain from people, I guess.
Everybody who wishes.
That's not good. That's a catch-22. I thought he seemed oddly tall.
He was standing up. Chessmen.
The drone soldiers, Druid drones, whatever they're called.
You realize that the Druid drones have figured out what happened here. They can go to there and keep knocking the rocks into pieces.
That's true.
Bamba?
Bamba, what are you gonna do? No, don't wish for it. What? Really? Wish come true, cram school. He wants them all to wish.
Make a wish, say it out loud. Yeah, he was trying to get them all to go, yeah, we want to pass the tests and get to the high school.
And they're all like,
why are there monsters?
So here's the thing. We've seen that they could morph again after getting demorphed before, so why don't they morph again?
It might be like a time thing. Maybe they're disabled for an hour or something.
I mean, it would be nice to address it.
Oh golly, he's gonna knock it into more pieces.
Oh dear.
Like I said. Bamba knew.
Oh, Bamba knew that he was smart enough to go and do the thing. Lysul is a clever villain.
Oh yes, say it again. Apparently he likes being hated.
Yep. Yeah, I'm curious what they're gonna do about this one, and also how long it's gonna take for them to morph again. Oh dear, this is not going well.
I'm actually not sure how they're getting out of this one.
I'm assuming
Wishes,
something
huh?
convoluted. Did he figure something out that's the opposite of a wish? What's the opposite of a wish? Can't just want it. Okay. It's their willpower. Okay. Oh, okay. So you can't hope for it, you just need to decide that's what's going to happen.
There is no try. Do or do not.
Yeah.
That's basically what's going on here.
Okay.
I'm not hoping and wishing to beat you. I am going to beat you.
So I guess they were waiting to figure out a strategy before morphing? I guess.
Either that or making it no longer a wish fixed it.
I don't know.
Like, maybe they got their power back before because the original Minosaur no longer existed because it was now 2 Minosaurs.
Maybe.
And then they...
I don't know.
I'm trying to figure it out, but now...
I don't think there's a rule to it.
Yeah, it's
I think they just...
It's Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. There are no rules.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice little composite shot. I like it.
I like it too.
It's a good blending of the 3 different locations.
I feel like Chivalry...
Oh, Jime, hey, what you up to?
I feel like Chivalry is an inexact translation there.
Yeah. Or it may just be a misapplication of the term.
I'm almost certain, though, that it has something to do with, like honor, nobility, fighting, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
It's like our dedication to obligation or something like that.
Yeah.
Chivalry is just a
nice. We got
imprecise translation.
We got 2 on 2.
They are knights. So I think maybe the word chivalry is being used because they're knights.
Well, yes.
Did they say chivalry as a loan word? That could be why.
Yeah, chivalry is...
like, did he say chivalry or something?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Because if he did, that would explain it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the word is that they're using for chivalry. I'm sure it's meant... I'm sure I've seen it written somewhere. I can't parse out the Japanese, obviously.
Comment sections, Japanese experts. Please give us a hand.
What word are they using for chivalry?
I haven't noticed.
Yeah.
It's still going to grow from everybody else's wishes, so good luck.
Yeah.
Bye.
There we go. Oh dear. What? Why? Okay. I don't know why he merged back into a single one, but okay. They used to be a one entity. I suppose that makes sense. No, it doesn't.
I don't suppose you guys fixed the rock while you were at it.
That doesn't make sense. You can suppose all you want. It doesn't actually make sense. Combo time.
Combo!
Okay. Okay, flashy Ryusouls. What does this mean? Flashy glowy Ryusouls. Okay.
They're resonating.
Cool. Okay. Ooh, I'm curious to see how this all works. Alright, so red remains the core body. Ooh. And now all of a sudden it's going to be the same size as the giant monster.
Of course.
Even though it's really only gone up, like, by its height has only been increased by its shoes.
Oh
no, the giant monster's still giant.
Well done.
I was not expecting that scale to maintain.
Good job maintaining scale.
What? That is a very weird firestorm attack.
A shocking encounter. Don't you guys know that fire and electric attacks are weak against rock Pokemon?
Osa.
I'm so psyched about the new feature that just came to Pokemon Go.
Oh, that was a fun little function.
Team Rocket baddies that I can PvP fight in the wild.
Oh, that's great.
I haven't encountered one yet. I don't know if they've actually come out yet, but I really want them to.
ドルイドンから願い石を守ったらしいな。小勢が見ていたんだ。
Maybe if all 5 of you reverse soul at once, you can put it back
礼は
together.
言わない。だがマイナスが増えたら面倒だった。
Yeah.
それだけだ。
I mean, that was clearly the thing.
Yep.
Sorry about
Why
your
did the
voice.
Wishing Stone give birth to a Minosaur?
この子は毎日多くの願いを聞いてずっと休めずにいたんです。
その苦しみがマイナスを生んだ。
It was receiving too many
だから
wishes.
交代で願いを聞けば2つになったんだし、そしたらその分休めるでしょ。
それナイスアイディア。
Nice idea!
喜んでる。ありがとうございます。
Okay,
本当にありがとう。
that works as a solution.
それよりどうかな。
I feel like this ties heavily
もちろ
into
ん主人は
Japanese.
Can my husband come too?
Oh, Kanala. Check for a ring, dude. You never check for a ring? I would think that would be that would be like, you know, you should have an eagle eye for these things by now.
Look at the way he's walking.
He's so broken.
幸せにな。
He didn't expect a Miko to have a
さす
husband.
がにちょっとかわいそうに見えた。
Go.
Even I feel bad for him this time.
あだろ、落ち込むなって。本当だ。
He is not happy.
He is still obsessed with finding a wife.
Well, that's his whole thing. Yeah. Sorry. We're doing the Egyptian. Flailing arms are flailing. We're doing the Egyptian. Flailing arms are flailing and pose. I'm sorry, Ann.
The things we do to prevent copyright strikes!
That's not the only reason. Kirimigo apparently still does not know Melto's name.
Salto! It's Melto!
Sorry about that. Yeah, this is why it's important that we need to stay synchronized, though. Yeah, you were supposed to lean forward there, so when I leaned forward, and then you were... I think you actually somehow leaned farther back when I was leaning forward.
Regardless.
But yes, synchronization is important.
Is the thriller. This is the Egyptian.
We can fix it in post.
This made no sense.
I mean, it made about as much sense as anything else. But yeah, rules are very inconsistent with this show. They at least had some logic to it.
There is an episode of Life Where I'm From.
Okay.
The YouTube channel.
Okay.
That will totally explain the shoot noodles to you.
Oh, okay.
We can put that in a little info card for anybody else who doesn't know about shoot noodles. Or does it go up here?
Wow, that was a subplot that went nowhere.
But the shoot noodles?
Yeah.
I don't think that was a subplot. That was just a...
Just the background bit of...
We're having shoot noodles.
Well, that was part of the whole arguing over who gets to use the laptop.
Well, no, it wasn't.
Oh, she wanted to use the laptop to post her video about shoot noodles.
Oh, is that what the video was about, shoot noodles?
Yeah, that's why they had a camera.
Got it. I was just so focused on the shoot noodles and them going, why are we doing this? And her going, well, she does so much for us.
It was all very...
It looked like, was in the shoot noodle video then.
Yeah.
Because Pink was eating shoot noodles with...
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that somehow just didn't really go anywhere.
There's a better term for this than shoot noodles.
I don't know. And then the stuff, the little bit with the wishing stone at the end, I feel like that's very much a Japanese thing of the sort of assigning emotions to inanimate objects.
Mm.
I'm assuming that is a cultural thing. Because the wishing stone is getting tired from having to deal with so many wishes, so it's better to be split into 2 wishing stones so they can take turns, is attributing a lot of emotions to a rock.
Mm. And
I'm going to choose to interpret that as a cultural thing, because otherwise it's just weird.
The wishing rock?
The fact that the wishing rock was feeling stressed out from having to grant so many wishes.
Well, that's probably have to do with animism.
Right. Yeah. I guess.
Japanese cultural or religious kind of thing that rocks and trees and things like that have spirits and feelings. I'm
curious.
That makes total sense.
Yeah, like I said, it works as a cultural thing. It is to a level that I did not realize that they do.
No, that one you just have to take. That's not Ryusoulger being weird.
Yeah. I have to wonder about the mechanics of swapping stones back and forth moving forward. Like
Somen Nagashi.
Oh, is that the name of the shoot noodles?
Literally flushing somen.
Interesting.
It's trying to catch your somen as it flies down an open bamboo half-cylinder chute in a stream of ice water.
Okay.
Because it's fresh noodles that were just cooked, so that's why they're in the ice water, to cool them and solidify them, but then you pluck them out and eat them in soup.
Well, one thing I'm curious about now is, are they going to have to... Are they just going to point to which one is the wishing stone to use, or are they actually going to have to swap rocks every night now?
I figure they'll probably, put the wreath of paper on one of them and then the other to indicate which one is the wishing stone.
Okay, because otherwise, having to swap them back and forth would be exhausting.
The Rock was wearing a little belt with the papers on it.
That's true.
So you put the little belt with the papers on it on the appropriate rock.
Yeah.
And people will know that that is the right rock. I'm going to go with that one because most of those wishing natural objects in that in those kind of shrines do wear the belt of paper. They also have wishing trees.
Okay.
They wear the little belt of paper things.
This I feel like I learned a little bit about Japanese culture today. It was an odd little bit, but it works.
There's a word for that too, I'm sure.
So actually, this one was not as this one wasn't too nonsensical.
No, the main nonsensical thing was the fact that for some reason they fused back together. That makes sense. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Unless you fixed the rock, which I don't think you did.
It was like a merging of forces or something. I don't know. I'll just roll with it. It was also the first time that we've had a Minosaur grow that big, so it may have been a weird side effect of that.
Shinto. Shinto is the term I was looking for.
Oh, okay.
That's the belief system.
Right.
A yoshiro, in Shinto terminology, is an object capable of attracting spirits called kami, giving a physical space to occupy during religious ceremonies. And they wear ropes called shaminawa, decorated with paper streamers.
Okay.
So, you would put the shaminawa on the correct rock.
Okay.
For the day.
I'll roll with that.
Problem solved.
Yeah. Because otherwise that's going to be...
I can't believe you've never seen those before in any of... Because you watch so much Japanese media. Nobody in another common writer or something has ever visited one of these.
No, I think I've seen people visit them, but I've never seen the objects themselves attributed with that level of agency.
I mean, that's... But you've seen, like, the little
bell
they wear.
So I've seen things like, you know, they're going to, a wishing tree or whatever to wish for something or to pray for something.
But the kami of the tree is what's really having the feeling.
Right.
So it's the kami of the rock.
Okay. So I guess I
It's interesting that the kami of the rock is now 2 kamis of the rock.
Yeah, apparently that's the thing you can do, I guess.
That part I did not realize you could do. I would think that the kami of the one rock would now be very upset that his rock is broken.
I also don't know how you can tell that a rock is getting tired of granting wishes, but I'll just roll with that.
I'm going to roll with that being a thing that a Miko would know.
Okay. Okay, so Miko is her title.
Yes, it's like a Shinto sort of...
Because I was going to correct you earlier, because I'm like, no, her name wasn't Miko. Oh, Miko was her title.
Yes,
okay.
She wears the little red skirt and the white top and works at a Shinto shrine.
Okay.
She is called a Miko.
Okay.
They work at the shrine. That's their, like, job. But,
right.
A lot of the times, at least in media that I've seen, Miko are young and married girls. Right. So that's why you wouldn't have expected the Miko to be married.
He should still check for the ring, but that is a good point. He should still check for the ring.
But that would why he might not be expecting that, because...
Okay, so actually, within the context of culture, this one really did not have too many oddities.
If you understand Shinto, most of the things that you think are weird make total sense.
Yeah, exactly.
However... the mechanics of the monster still make no frickin' sense.
Yeah, but only vaguely. Like, let's face it, the thing of
the thing that pissed me off the most was A, the inconsistency in whether or not you're demorphed or not, and B, it totally makes sense that they would merge back together.
Oh yeah, no, that was just a stupid statement.
But no, a lot of the things you're bringing up are definitely totally rational within the context of understanding Shinto.
Now, I could roll with the 2 monsters combining back into one monster when they grow as just being a function of a weird thing that happens when they grow extra big, because we've never seen a monster get that big before. So I can take that as just being a weird side effect. Melt, you should have just not said anything. Because your attempt at an explanation made it make less sense.
Yes.
And as far as the morphing thing went, it seemed like it was less of a mechanic of how it worked and more of how they operate,
a shrine maiden.
Okay.
Maiden.
And it was more a matter of how they were reacting to it. They're like, oh, it demorphed us. We need to retreat because it can just demorph us again if we remorph.
That's also a thing.
And I assume that was the reason that they didn't remorph. Baba and Asuna had no real excuse.
No, I don't
while fighting Waizul. It was one of those taking your sweet time to morph kind of situations where it didn't seem so much like an inconsistency of the monster power, it was just not clearly defined what was going on. And you can just kind of infer from there. Same thing with when it grew and merged. It was actually the opposite, where they clearly defined it, but the definition made it make less sense. But yeah, this episode was pretty middle of the road Ryusoulger, I would say. It was not really heavily brain breaking or anything.
Yeah, it's a kind of a modern thing for Miko to be not virginal girls. So he probably didn't know, because he spent 200 years under the ocean.
Or however long it was.
But, remember Sailor Moon?
Yeah.
Remember Sailor Mars?
I'm aware that these characters exist.
Sailor Mars was a Miko.
Okay, good for her.
That's why she wore the red skirt and swept at her grandfather's shrine.
We have now gone outside of the level of my knowledge of Sailor Moon. My knowledge of Sailor Moon is it exists, and there are characters that exist named after the other planets, and I know what some of them look like.
Wait. You also know that they henshin.
Yes. Yeah, I know the basic premise of the show and the characters. And
because
maybe I might be able to identify.
Because, like, it's a Henshin Hero show, and that makes it so closely related to Power Rangers.
I know. It was just not one that I tried a little bit, because a friend of mine in high school liked it, and so it was sort of an exchange.
That's how I found out about it, too.
It was sort of an exchange. I showed him some Power Rangers, he showed me some anime. And I watched, like, a few of the, like, Sailor Moon movies or whatever, and I just didn't get into it.
I wasn't really into it, but I had a friend in high school who was very much into it, and every time we had sleepovers at her house, we would watch subtitled Sailor Moon because she felt it was superior to the Deke Kids afternoon version. Which means that I actually knew that Neptune and Sailor Uranus were not cousins.
Yes. Which
when
honestly,
they showed up on the Deke translation,
that is also just one of those things that I feel at this juncture, or really growing up to an extent. By the time you hit high school, that was just sort of a common knowledge about Sailor Moon. Like, even if you didn't watch Sailor Moon,
you knew that they were.
You knew. Oh no, they're not actually cousins.
They're not cousins. And that's why Deke had to stop translating it, because the season after they showed up, they got way too lovey-dovey, and they couldn't figure, like, the first season they were there, it's like, oh, they're hugging. Oh, one of them's sitting in the other one's lap. Oh.
Yeah.
They're cousins.
Yeah.
Cousins.
Like, I was, like, the action of the week plot seemed interesting enough, but I could not get into the girls' lives.
To the surprise of absolutely no one, by the way.
Yeah.
She's very much gay.
Oh. But yeah, I just like I just had the girls' lives just did not interest me. I'm by no means, like, bashing on Sailor Moon or anything. It's just not.
So many of the things that I have brought up in the last couple of episodes that we've watched that I just already knew, like cram school.
Yeah.
I learned from Sailor Moon.
Fair enough.
Sailor Mercury was always going to cram school because she was the brainy one.
Yeah.
And Sailor Mars was working at the Shinto shrine. She was a Miko, and
I know that Tuxedo Mask would show up.
Tuxedo Mask was no longer in high school, which is a little bit creepy.
That sounds right. That sounds very anime.
Because Serena, also known as Usagi, Sailor Moon, which by the way stands for rabbit.
Right. They didn't feel like
she was totally still in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, she was as far as I could tell an airhead high school girl.
Yeah.
Which really that's I just had no interest in watching a show about an airhead high school girl.
Neither
really
did
I
was watching for Sailor Mercury. Thank you very much.
Fair enough.
But it's really funny because here's another fun little Japanese thing. We have the man in the moon.
Yeah.
They have the rabbit in the moon.
Interesting.
And that's why she's named Usagi.
Huh. I did not know that. I will say a few things that were nice with this back to Ryusoulger though.
Yes.
I will say the combo was between
I like that they actually
Neptune
managed to keep the freaking scale.
Yeah, I did like that they maintained the scale
with that combo.
And it was a standard. I was hoping for something a little bit more creative on the combo, but it was fine. It was the main guy gets extra feet, extra knees, an extra thing on each arm, and a new face and chest plate. Is really what happened.
Well, his face was still his face. He got more like of a...
No, he got a mask over the face to create a new face.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
it felt like it went up like this when leaving the face.
No, it was more of a... It folded over, the whole thing. That's
in the middle.
That's a pretty standard thing. It is actually, I find, kind of amusing how many, like, two-for Megazord combos always just end up giving the new Combo Zord giant feet. Giant feet has just become a trope. Like, it's like, okay, we have
clown feet Megazord!
It's like, what do we do with, like, the torso? All right, so we put the torso here, we put the leg, we put the arms here. What do we do with the rest of it? Just
stick it to the feet.
Just stick it to the feet. But these are really big. These are like clown shoe feet.
Stick it to the feet, I said. Now I'm imagining that cartoon where the people are sitting around the table and they're like coming up with ideas, and one guy gets pitched out the window, and he's the one going, "Wouldn't that make their feet way too big?"
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But it's become a really common thing.
Yeah.
Like, I was always fine with it being like leg armor, and that, okay, it's gaining height along with that.
Now see, this is why
leg
I never liked those Megazord combos that you like, where it's like they just kind of stick the Zord on top of another one.
No, that's with the Ultra Zords.
Yeah.
I only like that with the Ultra Zords.
I don't even like that with Ultra Zords, because it's just like, stop standing on the other sword!
Well, the difference there is that...
Obviously, they're not feet anymore at that point.
Yeah, it becomes a vehicle for the Zord. And it's like, oh, the Zord gets its own vehicle.
That's moves
cool.
way slower and is clunkier than it is walking on foot.
Well, it's basically you just gave a Zord a tank. You gave a Zord its own tank.
No, you gave a Zord a snowboard and made it walk on land.
No, it hasn't done that.
No, what I'm saying is that the thing that they're on is not substantial enough to be a tank a lot of the times. It only comes up like halfway up their thighs, and then now they're just moving forward. That's not what I'm talking about, though. Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Wait, well, you were trying to talk about what I've said I like, and I'm saying that's not what I like, though.
That's an Ultra Zord.
I like Ultra Zords like with Titanus, where he's basically a chariot.
No, I'm talking about like the frickin' turtle they stood on.
Okay, what, the Thunder Ultra Zord, where it was just they plopped everything on top of the turtle? Yeah, no, that's a silly one.
I don't like
that's not one that's not one of the ones I was talking about.
Okay, as long as we're on the same page about the stupid turtle.
I like Tor, because he's a turtle,
he's
and
cool.
I like turtles.
But don't just stick the Zord on the turtle.
It was a lazy combo.
It was a very lazy combo. That was my point.
But that was not one of the combo styles that I like.
That's what I think of when I think of Ultra Zords.
I think of the classic Ultra Zord. The classic Ultra Zord is really the best.
I don't remember that one.
That's the one where it's the Mega Dragon Zord jumps inside of Titanus and rides Titanus, and they got a pair of bazookas on the side.
Nice.
Like, Titanus functions as a chariot, and it's great. And they actually do have a bit of mix and match with the combo. Like, the chest of Titanus comes out so that the head can lean forward, so that they can, the back pops open, they hop in the back, the tail unfolds into a set of bazookas. Titanus' chest goes on the chest of the Megazord, the chest of the Dragon Zord pops on the chest of Titanus, and Titanus' feet make these big gloves on there, and it's holding onto these chains from Titanus like it's riding a chariot. And it's just, it's a cool combo. And really no Ultra Zord has topped it, in my opinion.
That one sounds reasonable. Most of them strike me as you stood them on the back of a turtle.
Well, that was Thunder Ultra Zord the following season. That one was weird, although I can't deny that the finisher is amusing, where they just helicopter the turtle into the air and drop it on the monster. That's just funny. That's just entertaining.
It is. I'm not gonna deny that.
Ninja Megazord and the Ninja Ultra Zord and Shogun Ultra Zord were both kind of lazy, because basically they didn't actually exist in the Sentai. They just brought Titanus back and put the toys for the other Megazords into Titanus instead. Zeo Ultra Zord was okay.
I didn't watch Zeo.
Zeo Ultra Zord was Pyramidas, which was the giant pyramid. And
how exactly did he fit into the pyramid?
Well, the pyramid could unfold into basically a giant Megazord, and then they loaded the Zords into the back of the Megazord. The Battle Zord, the red Battle Zord was on top with the cannon. So basically, it converted. You have the pyramid.
I like the SPD
feet slide out. It pops up, and then you have it has a humanoid form with giant cannons on its shoulders.
I like the SPD one where I can ride the motorcycle.
Yeah, that one technically isn't an Ultra Zord, but it is a good example of a Megazord with a vehicle, which I think is great when we get to do that.
Well, it seems to me that most of the Megazords with vehicles that I like are not, in fact, Ultra Zords, because the other ones I really like are like Mystic Force, where they become a dragon with the red guy on top.
Yeah, and that wouldn't be an Ultra Zord because it's not a next level combo.
Right.
But that's still a good combination.
I like that. I like when he rides the horsey.
I also thought that the Ninja Steel Ultra Zord was decent because they had that interesting nesting doll mechanic where it was, okay, the Red Zord is piloting the Megazord, which is piloting the Ultra Zord, and so the Ultra Zord was piloting its own little vehicle. But yeah, when it comes to these two Megazord combos, though, a lot of times we get those giant feet. And even with a lot of the bigger combos, we get the giant feet, too.
And every time I see the giant feet, all I can think about is the Ultra Zord on the turtle.
Except that didn't even look the same as what...
I know, it's just kind of like, you have a Zord and it goes at the bottom, and it's just like, why?
Yeah. At least the giant feet here had blades, so it had some cool kicks.
Yeah.
But we have had some really big feet.
If your feet are so big you can no longer kick,
you
have a Megazord problem.
Yes, you do.
And that happens.
So that's our little deep dive into Ultra Zords. We have not had enough proper Ultra Zords.
No.
After Zeo, they were kind of done for a while.
Well, I think that's because Sentai doesn't have them.
Yeah, and that makes me a little sad, because I always really enjoyed
and we started, instead of inventing Ultra Zords, we started inventing Battleizers.
That's true. And that's another thing that unfortunately died off in more recent years. Although we have had a prevalence of super modes from the Sentai, which are nice. And then there's those random cockpit modes.
I'm still so happy about the fire.
The
fire.
Oh yes, the Demon Volcano armor.
Yeah.
The Marimara, Berry, whatever it is, armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. The armors are very nice. I
pretty.
do like the armors.
So
we didn't get to see it this week, though.
No, we didn't.
But it was nice to see Demon Volcano, even if you didn't ask any riddles this week.
Sweetie, you don't eat my Fitbit.
We were not subjected to the abomination that is Spino Thunder. I'm sorry, that's just a weird-looking combo. The colors...
Something's so wrong with Spino Thunder.
The colors and the proportions are just all out of whack. It's interesting in concept, but the colors and proportions are all out of whack. I feel like it could have worked, but it doesn't. Yeah.
Good idea, poor execution.
And yeah, it was surprising considering how many of our combos up until this point have been very top-heavy combos. That this one was bottom heavy, which I guess is an interesting divergence from. It's a bit of variation. Perhaps this will make it possible so that we can pile on all the other 4 Zords
on the top of the shoulders, because it'll have a nice big platform.
Yeah. So we may be seeing, Kishiryu 7 Nights, whatever that might be. I haven't seen any scans for what future combos we have on these guys.
Why do we call them scans?
Because they're scans of catalogs.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I thought they were just like pictures from production.
No, they're people take scans of toy catalogs or promotional catalogs and to spread them around online so that people can see what's coming up.
Oh, that explains that.
Yeah. And then the last thing that I will say about this episode, though, is Wyzul and Kirion are fun.
I like them.
They are...
At first, when we started seeing More Than One Rock, I was really worried that Wyzul had been given ideas by Kirion saying that.
But it worked out. But those two just have a really nice dynamic, and they're fun. And Wyzul is actually a relatively clever villain.
Wyzul is definitely a funner villain than any of the others would be.
Yeah, Tank Joe...
Tank Joe had zero personality.
Honestly, I just loved his name. I just loved the name Tank Joe.
And the last guy was just a jerk. He was abusing poor Kirion so badly. I mean, not that Wyzul isn't also kind of abusing him, but...
I mean, Gachilius was somewhat interesting in terms of being a very brutal tactician. But But he was just not as fun as Weisel is. Weisel's just fun.
Oh.
He's got a lot of personality.
Weisel
He's got clever
laugh.
plans.
It's okay to laugh.
And he's got a great dynamic with Kirion. Like, they get along really well, and it's cute.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good place to end it, because I gotta get things ready for us to do filming.
Again, you cannot eat my Fitbit.
So until next time. Oh, and remember, next time will not be for another 2 weeks.
We will be out next week.
So until next time, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you. We got a new Megazord. I got a rock.